Hallo, hallo, hallo. Test, test, test. Hello? Wait. It is 21st February 2025. 13, 16, yes. Things I said in the last video, they worked. I can show you a lot of things. 30,000 yesterday, it was 17,000. So a lot of these got millions here. It's around 12,000 now. 10 million, 1.3, 1.4. The last one here was this one. Here I spoke about it. It was around at Christmas, and yeah, since then I worked whole January, did a lot of these. It's not that difficult, but it's yeah, to do it every day requires a little bit of patience. 13 million here, 800 or something, now doubled. I've precisely done what I said the last time. Main plan keeps going. Most of the time I do this every day here. Meanwhile, I can put these in between because this is kind of the reason, and yeah, a little bit of magic here. Right. Also interesting, I can't show it on the PC, but TikTok was going down. Because of that, I tried Red Note. It's kind of the same like TikTok, but it's in China. There I uploaded these as well. Nico Di Giovanni is there, for example, or Brooke Monk. MrBeast has his videos here as well, or had them with some subtitles. No, it's reversed. I will reverse. Here I'm kind of uploading them as well. And I think that is fascinating because the market demand is there as well, and it's looking nice. The Chinese people like this as well, and one of these got viral here as well. 1.4. Meanwhile, still a job and so on. And if you look here, I did all of these as well. One of them got here 2 million, which is nice. Bakery, Germany, so on, and also a dentist. He's getting a new here. Practice this. I try to learn a little bit of everything because if you know these, you can go in every direction basically. If you look at this here, for example, there's a new punishment challenge, obviously inspired by Game of Thrones, but yeah, I would say it's right now 50% realistic. But if you keep working on it and so on, eventually it actually might look like a movie. It's the first time that the things actually work. YouTube not that much for some reason. The best one is right now, yeah, 30K. But I watch a lot of different people there who go viral here. It's you might not like him and find super annoying and so on, but a few things he's saying are actually really good. Still using view stats. That was really crazy. I also I started a business. In Germany, it's called Gewerbe, and it's now the very last step before getting accepted. Everything is this genehmigt. If you look at this here, that worked really well. Because, yeah, done with a lot of intention. It's based on a lot of research, what works and what doesn't work. I documented most of these things. Here I talk a lot about this, and it's not two years ago, but I learned a lot about what works and what doesn't and so on. And this one I've tried as well, kind of a satisfying thing, kind of why it works, always 15 seconds, and then there are several reasons. One video goes viral is that the first 300 people who see it like it and actually watch it. Meaning if you do something which is only liked by a few percentages of humanity, then it is not likely to go viral. You have to upload something which most people like, and then there are a lot of different things that play into this. Boys and girls like it. Girls watch this as well. Also YouTube. I have 45% female rate, which is nice because it's not less men. It's just more girls. Think about it. If MrBeast would have 50-50, then you would have even more viewers. And also age-wise, interesting, because there are people who played Minecraft 10 years ago, but there are also kids right now. So the range of people who recognize this, and then to show it in a different way, now here in a satisfying, nice-looking, realistic way. Also learned here lighting and shadows and simulations, put a lot of thought into this. And from time to time I try other things as well. I will milk this cow. I will do this now every day, and I mean I did it also in the last years. So all I have to do, I said this so many times already, but all I have to do is keep going. And here, meanwhile, I can do these things. Really nice. This one here inspired. Obviously, I can now look at movies and everything and just yeah recreate it. It's cool. Commercial stuff, satisfying, all types of simulations. Yeah, it works. So again, why it works. I want to do videos for everybody. So boys and girls, young and old, and also country-wise. China and Red Note works everywhere. The best niche in the world. Also because I'm not talking. Like literally every human being understands what is happening here. And I thought about this. I was wondering how many people recognize this. I guess from all people between 10 and 50, 9 out of 10 people recognize this, which is good, which is the reason why it works. So I feel good at this. Kind of distracting and so on, but I'm not scamming anybody. Satisfying, inspiring them, plus getting kids to play Minecraft is, I can't believe that I say this, but 10 years ago you would have been ashamed to say that, but now getting kids to play Minecraft is actually really good because it's better than just doom scrolling. Technically I get them from doom scrolling to play Minecraft, which is a good thing. Creativity, you interact with friends on servers, you build I thought about this, the understanding of passive income. Put effort into it once, and then you have a sugarcane farm or something forever. Paper, and then emeralds and all of this. It's, if you start young with Minecraft, you learn a lot of things for life. That's really good. And also what I'm doing here, I try to use reach for good things, because if you look here, I repost a lot of amazing things. I do this now since around about a year, and a lot of these things kind of represent the way I think. A lot of movies, Balto, Brother Beer, and if you're now around about 20, you grew up with these movies and your character developed and you know all of this and blah blah blah. But if you're not right now a 12-year-old, you are lost. You have nothing. So I like it to reach millions, and then they can look here. Maybe because of this already, I got 100 kids to watch Balto, Brother Beer, The Giver, Narnia. Why is an empire failing? I got so much information within the last days, because obviously in a few days, in 2 days actually, we got elections in Germany, and these elections will decide not only about Germany but also about Europe. I don't want to go political here, kind of connect this, because where's this year here? When Star Wars got first pushed out, throw your cares away. Star Wars is 2 hours of fun and fantasy filled with imagine. Star Wars is a amazing film. So even back then they said it's a good thing to get distracted from your sorrows, from your life for 2 hours to kind of, it's not distracting, but I see it more as a recharge. If you do something amazing and you add values into it, I want to go in the direction that I separate kind of real life politics and so on with this kind of I call it the moon perspective, that you sit on the moon and that you look at the planet and you look that you think normal and smart and without left or right, just pure logic. Just yeah, will not go to politics, but yeah, I voted CDU, safe. I even thought about this, making something there. I mean, I did all of these the last month, 10 million, and back here you have CDU or something. So yeah, but now it's kind of a little bit late. I think it's smart as an artist and general as a creator to stay relatively neutral, because if you do something like this, one half will love you and the other half will be angry and so on and so on. America, Taylor Swift was for Kamala Harris, and now she got booed for supporting her. So yeah, since so many times I wanted to show this, but I always forgot it. But now finally I think I did, because this one here is, yeah, he uploaded it over a year ago, and it was obviously mine. This was Christmas 23. And here I did this, and he simply uploaded without asking. But then I said okay, but here it got 170,000, and because of this I knew okay, it may have something to do with the account. This gave me confidence. And another thing here, what's interesting, is if you look at this year, where's the date? I think this was even 20, yeah, here, December 22. So this was in the very, very, very early days. Really here in the beginning where I started, basically beginning of 23. Here I did this seven weeks ago, and then one morning I woke up and suddenly 1 million, woo. But I didn't, like, the first emotion I felt wasn't happiness. It was like, why did it take that long? Like, why now and not here? Because if you look here, I could have done this beginning of 23, and now it's beginning of 25. Obviously good that it was this way, because if you have easy success very fast, very early, then I wouldn't have learned these, because if you think about it, this year is very low from the difficulty wise, but the views are better. This from since here. This one is the first one I've started here. I showed this one here till Christmas. This year I did in December, and then in January I did these. Till here I kind of only did what I like. They are technically much more difficult. Didn't go, yes, sometimes I did realistic Minecraft as well, but uploading it every day is way more important. So yeah, but could have done it way earlier. And also a nice aspect about it as an advice with the lighting. If you do something over and over and over again, you get better, and you then can focus suddenly on different things. Also here, this is a nice side effect, but I always try to think from the viewer perspective and how he sees it, how he sees this. This is why I watched now probably where is Ready Player One here. These scenes also on YouTube and so on. I've now probably in total watched. In total, I've seen this scene probably 1,000 times this year as well. And eventually, you start when you know kind of the main action, you start looking at different things, at lighting and compositing and camera movement. This is one of the best animation movies. Really like that. I feel well at this niche. Yeah, also my algorithm got more and more political recently. I watched a lot of these, like hours over hours of different things from different perspectives and so on to really get a point of view of everybody. I try to, in general, I try to understand everybody and understand why they're doing what they're doing. But here I watched Logan's year review. He said that the speed clip is the most viewed Instagram reel. Well, no, it's not. 1.1 billion. I know Jake. He now started a new series, not that successful, but yeah, basically till now he did Minecraft, and this is also a good advice. If you want to learn something in general, look at people that are way better, obviously, in everything, and stuff like this. I then always try to recreate. Don't copy, but in general, if you think about art, also drawing and so on, you look at reality and try to put it onto paper. This is how it started because of stuff like this. So yeah, massive potential. 1.1 billion. You can reach most of humanity with this, which is nice. If you think about it, it's kind of a simplification of life. It makes it easier to understand. And then again, a few more thoughts. I thought about calling it Denkarium or something. Dumbledore, and you can simply put your thoughts, and then you can rewatch them a month later, a year later. It's good. So out of context, completely random. And I said this a lot of times, I should do these videos more often. Mainly I can put it into two things. I learned a lot about history. For the first time since 2 years, I played again. Game Valheim. I started playing it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's the reason why I started with, or in general with PCs. If you look here, Mandalorian and Valheim. This is the reason why I then got the PC. This was all in 2020, 2021. So Valheim, yeah, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and kind of really live all of this survival. I really like it. And meanwhile, I listened to, yeah, I really started to connect to the things you learned as a child, and then to this is how, blah blah blah. The history of the world started with Greek philosophy and the Bible, and then Europe, and then America, and so on. And I connected all of these things because obviously through last month American elections, and you in general think more, and now in Germany elections. So I did a lot of political and historical education, which is good, but it all leads to the same thing. And also what I want to say here I watched a lot of these as well, while sculpting and so on. It's nice. You can do, for example, while doing something like this, you can educate yourself. I watched most of these things here. By doing this, you understand humans, I think, because we are animals, but animals, it's easier to understand a lion than a human. And if you have the lion tribe here and the hyenas there and the wild dogs there. By the way, I haven't shown this yet, but these are the links this month. I want to show these every video to give a value. But I think, yeah, so these, all of these here, also from January. December I've shown the last time already. And I also watched a lot of other things. Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman. When Trump won and got elected, it was kind of the moment of realization that Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and all of them are not doing it for humanity. They're doing it for America, which sucks if you're not American. But at the same time, I felt proud to be European within the last days and so on. I think we are on the right side of history, even though probably everybody's or most people say that because you are in your country raised with the values around you and so on. So if you're in that country or in that country, you will have the certain language, you will have the certain belief systems and so on. So I think most people always think that they are correct. Again, with animals, the lions think they are correct, the hyenas think they are correct. They fight each other, and now who is right? Both are right and both are wrong, kind of. So yeah, pretty interesting. All of this, I try to not let it go close to me, because the result out of this is always the same. It's, first of all, you can't change it. You could feel now really good or really bad, but you as an individual, you can't really do something about it. If now America, I don't know if I shall mention all of these and summarize these things, because this long-term voice, this might be very interesting to kind of get a summary of early 2025 if you watch this in 2030 and watching it from the perspective from now. But basically America is now going America first, which is, they are allowed to do so, and by this they stop a lot of agreements, a lot of things with Europe and so on. All of this is okay. What is not okay is supporting parties in Europe that are against Europe, which is such an obvious thing. I'm a big Elon Musk fan. Since years I grew up with these people, also Joe Rogan. So I watched these since a long time. But this was wrong. Seeing him there with the AfD and so on, this hurt. He didn't know these people months ago, and now suddenly that it's in his favor to. I think this is not a belief system. It's pure logic if you think about it. Do you want united Europe, strong, which then would have more citizens than America would be actually a concurrent? Or do you want little countries you can sell American things there, and then they have and they pay protection and whatever? So it's kind of obvious. Also, J.D. Vance said in Europe democracy is fading away, and stop having the Brandmauer to AfD, while they in America have the biggest Brandmauer to the Democrats. The Republicans and Democrats are more divided than ever, and so in Germany and in Europe as well. It's, I think, if with Russia and Ukraine this somehow gets to a solution, you need a strong Europe and a united Europe, and right now we are so divided, it's insane. Yesterday there was the last election thing.
Herr von Aken möchte die Menschen wirklich beeinträchtigen, vor allen Dingen solche. Lass mich ja nicht, Karl.
Also der deutsche Wein ist Frau Weidel egal.
Sie müssen mal.
Most bigger parties were there, and the way they talk, the way they have not nearly an idea of the world, what is going on. They don't understand technology. They don't understand trends. They go for their party, which is not their fault in general. They try to do the right thing, but if you're so stuck in your mindset and also stuck in the political system we have, I thought about this, the disadvantage of the party system we have. If you talk and you make a suggestion in your party and you present it to your voters, and then you go out and discuss with a different party, you want to stick to your point, because if you approach the other party, you show weakness. Yeah, this is a system mistake that agreements are right now can be a form of weakness. So that they do not talk and don't listen and do not approach and move a little bit. Everyone is so convinced that his way is the best way and the right way, which makes it impossible to have one decision, one strict normal thinking way, and everything else can then follow. So yeah, but in general, the world is shifting back to normal, I think, because I wasn't happy within the last years. I obviously approach this more movie-wise. Movies give me an indicator for how society and how humanity is, and the last year's movies sucked. Yeah, I thought about this, that like all amazing movies I really like were from 2014, with Maze Runner and Tribute von Panem and so on, like all these future survival thingies. I like these post-apocalyptic movies. I like these, and we didn't have a lot of things. Yesterday I watched Gladiator 2, and it's so and 2 years ago, you couldn't say that you don't want to have dark-skinned elves, for example. You would have been labeled as racist and you're whatever. No, it's just pure talking. Just, I read it in the book like this, I visualized it like this. Now they make a movie about it or a series about it, and it just looks wrong. And while saying that you you're funding and you're racism. Well, no, this is just pure honesty. And you weren't able to say these things now, and now you are able again to say these things, which is a good thing, I think. You should be able to say what you think. So yeah, right now Trump and Musk and so on are really not looking good in Europe. Yesterday or something, Trump called Zelensky a dictator, and that it was his fault with the war, and that yeah, that is to some level I try to understand what he is doing. I he's not a classical president who is now yeah honor and oh and you're president, wow, oh my god, we have to push tradition. No, he's a businessman and he wants to do business and really has his country in favor. So to some amount, and doing all these things, wanting Greenland and the Panama Canal and calling Mexico Gulf, now America Gulf of America and so on, all of these things I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not that wild because he's saying a lot to then make a better deal. This is business. Most people don't understand it, but yeah. But this has limits, and after 3 years of war, calling Zelensky dictator is just wrong. It's what the fuck. I did a lot of research there, why he doesn't like Zelensky, and basically, if you summarize the last years, Zelensky was more pro-Democrats and wanted Kamala Harris to win, and now Trump says, hey, we help you, but for this you give us, Ukrainian ground resources so that we have an economical interest into supporting you, which is kind of this was interesting. If you look at history, America did a lot of wars, a lot of decisions, also within the last decades, also under Obama, also under Bush, that were money based, economic wise. That they weren't completely innocent. Oh, we do everything because we are good Christians, because we do. Oh, no, these are economical driven decisions. But Trump is the first one actually just saying that. So even though I don't like him, nobody likes him, but to some amount you have to respect. And he's not lying. You might not like what he says, but he's not lying, and this I really appreciate. And you can't deny that it got movement, which is a good thing. The last 3 years, I remember when I talked the first time about it, about Russia, Ukraine, and Palestine, Israel. These things are stuck because we Western Christians, we see us as the good guys, whatever. We are limited by our morals, meaning we can't make Ukraine completely win so that they crush Russia, because then World War III and whatever. So we are limited, but we are also not able to say, okay, Ukraine, you give a quarter of your country away, and for this no more people die. That there's no good solution for it, basically. But while, and this is the thing that I hate, while there's no solution, people die. So yeah, it's at least something is happening now, and Trump is in there now for 4 weeks, and already a lot of things are happening. He's supporting AI. I think this is critical. He said 100,000 new jobs will be created by this, but he didn't mention how many jobs will be lost by this. But I think they're same with like economical markets. This will regulate itself. The more people lose their jobs through AI in 2030, 40, 50, the more people will get unsatisfied and hate AI. And I think there's a percentage of your society, if 50% of all citizens lose their jobs and are poor and are starving, kind of, then they will go against the government. And in the first years, government then will have the army and protect and blah blah blah, like in many countries right now. But I try to make predictions about the future, and America might lead to this as well, and then eventually Europe as well, because we are basically copying most of the trends more and more. Wokeness got up because of America, and now wokeness is going down in the next years. A lot of companies do what American companies are doing. And Elon Musk, I'm watching this human being since over a decade. I I would like to say that I know him very well, but he is very to some amount I understand the way he thinks, but then from time to time he does things in public that are so weird and cringy, and I think the main problem is that he has nobody around him who's able to tell him, hey, stop, that's fucking cringy, what are you doing? He only has surrounded himself with yes-sayers and people who are not who not dare to criticize him. And Trump maybe the same thing with him calling Mexicans aliens. This I hate it. If they call themselves Christians and always talk about Christian values and oh we are so amazing, blah 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 blah. But Jesus would not call these people aliens. This is yes, there are people, and in Germany we have the same problem, but these are also women and children, and putting everything, this is brutal. Treating all of them because of 1%, and then people die. And there's also not a good solution. I'm not pretending to have a solution, it's just, yeah, wrong. But Elon, they're kind of the talks with Lex Friedman and so on, the real life Tony Stark. This I would support to death. This is so cool. I try to look above country borders and so on. The best people should work together to push humanity. And this is also happening right now. Germans are building SpaceX rockets and so on. So the best engineers are already working together there. I don't really understand the concurrence to China. America and China are leading to a big war, economical wise, but if they would unite and put all thoughts together, I thought a lot about this, what it would take to unite all people, and what then the results would be, because in the last video I said that you need several countries to have concurrence so that you push each other to get better, but technically you could have everything united, one law system, one language, one currency, and then you have different companies in this, and these different companies then have concurrence and make sure that it gets better and better and better. So yeah, AI wise, I didn't finish the thought. I think 500 or a few billions he wants to invest in AI, and yeah, it might replace a lot of people, but yeah, kind of if you position yourself smart and you use it, then kind of the best people using AI will not have to worry anything, I think, and those who understand economics and money and so on. But those who are right now in a normal job, accounting or tax or anything that has to do with digits and simply sorting stuff and managing stuff, all of these kind of in-between jobs, I call it in-between jobs, not the boss and the owner and the top people, and also not the normal workers, because you still have to build the house, you have to clean the chimney. Even in 10 years there won't be a robot that can clean the chimney, because the robot is more expensive than the human being. So normal workers and the top will stay, even through AI, I think, but the people in between, these massive houses where just people are sitting at the desk and just, okay, now this, then this is the count, and this is in the folder, and this is the paper, and this is a blah 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 blah. Even there, a lot of people are criticizing the Doge thing movement, where they are firing a lot of people. To be honest, I really like this. It's in Germany, I had to do a lot of stuff to earn actually money with Facebook and YouTube and so on. And in Germany, it takes so long and it's so complicated, and you are just like, why? I have a lot of views. This here's my PayPal. Send me money. I send half of it as taxes, and done. This could be done within minutes. But no, you need this ID, you need this insurance, you need this tax, you need this Gewerbe bullshit, whatever. It's just so unnecessary. So yeah, this was frustrating, and reducing bureaucracy is a good thing, as long as you still have control. But there again, maybe this is naive, and 99% of Europeans would not agree there. But I trust Elon Musk. At least what I've seen there. At least what I've seen till he bought Twitter. Since he got Twitter, and since he got a public appearance, he's not made for publicity. He's awkward in public. It's just nobody would dare to tell him that, but he just is. So he should be the genius behind, in the background, building all of it, and saving humanity. But yeah, I think one way you could kind of convince him to slow down in public a little bit, also with his child and so on, is the fact that people in 500 years and in 1000 years will look back and will think about all of these things. And even if spaceships and all of this right now here will be the origin of all of this. And if the origin of all of this is that awkward and weird, you also have to watch. I listen to most of Trump's rallies and speeches and so on, and most of the time I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. But sometimes they are just things where it's like they call themselves Christian, but then they don't do not behave Christian. So yeah, just beware that people in a few centuries will look back and will see all of it, not just the version you then will tell of, oh, we saved America. This is, for example, Trump said the first Americans saved America and brought prosperity and infrastructure and all of this to America, which is also true, but he somehow forgot that the first Europeans going to America slaughtered the actual Americans. The Maya, the Aztecan, the Indianas, and all of these, they got slaughtered. I've learned how history of America and how they bought more and more and more of America. Also, Alaska and so on. This all of this was pretty interesting. It's like how is this even real? How is this reality? But there a few decades, centuries ago, they thought about trading Greenland for Alaska with Denmark. There were already trades, and they already thought about buying it, and Panama Canal and all of this. It's interesting. It's kind of I had to swap from being a child and knowing this is Greek, this is mid-age, this is young, and now becoming an adult, you kind of understand that this is your history. This is us, and we can shape it. We can influence it. So yeah, it's a weird time becoming an adult because I was born in 2000, now early 20s, and it kind of feels like that with me the world is also growing and getting more and more difficult because in the early 2000s life was very easy until COVID, till 2019, till I finished school, everything was nice. So my entire childhood, my first 20 years were really easy. Now that I'm becoming an adult and entering economics and getting money and all of this stuff, yeah, things get more and more interesting, let's say it that way. So the the main priority is preventing nuclear and World War III. This is true, and this goes for every country. Again, the moon perspective tried to look from above and kind of speak for everybody. What counts for everybody. So this is more important than anything else. And I think those supporting Russia or those supporting Ukraine and all of this, they have to keep that in mind, that it is more important to prevent World War III than supporting Ukraine. This is true. Even though I don't like it. We will see. Again, in 2 days, German elections. And this then will decide how many percentages of Germans want the EU, the European Union. And then it will lead to how Europe develops within the next 10 years. This will decide over everything, kind of if only the US and China will be big player and Russia a little bit, but Russia is basically now becoming a war country. They put everything into tanks and missiles and so on, which is concerning, but yeah. But Europe has to decide if it splits and everyone does its own thing and blah blah blah, or if Europe stays strong together, which I would like to have. I'm proud to be European. Yeah, and then unite and then become the third big player. US, China, Europe. So this will be decided in 2 days. But there in general, I watched a lot of politics, a lot of German politicians and so on, and the way they thought and why they did things and so on. And most of the time I was actually understanding and saying, yeah, that's actually sounds reasonable. These are not super stupid people the way they get portrayed by several people. This is not high IQ debate. If you, for example, Merkel, the chancellor, she was chancellor for 16 years, basically my entire childhood. So you do not get chancellor in that long time if you're doing everything wrong and you're doing horrible decisions. Now, later, you can say, okay, yes, building a gas line to Russia wasn't a good idea, which actually wasn't done by her, by Schröder, friend of Putin. Yeah. So it's always easy to blame and to say, oh, it's your fault and you did da 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 da, but then coming up with actual solutions and doing something on your own is then the actual solution. So yeah. By the way, the fact that Trump calls them aliens is also interesting. I thought about this. He's supporting Elon Musk, or he's supported by Elon Musk, who wants to go to space and who wants to basically find aliens. And it's interesting that he uses the word alien in a negative way. This kind of shows that he doesn't really believe in this, that he uses this as a people motivation, that his citizens can just look at the rocket and, oh, look, it catches it with chopsticks. But I think, plus he's old, so he probably won't see any progress there anyways. So, yeah, interesting. Everything is very divided in most countries. People don't agree to each other. So, yeah. I was thinking about this, how this would look like if the left would make their own country and the right would make their own country, which one would be more successful and so on. One indicator, because this is something I've not heard once in this entire debate, not in America, not in Germany, that Democrats and the kind of left people in Germany, it's the Greens and the left, the reason why they say what they say and why they do what they do is because these are good people. Because they are raised well, because they are not looking only at themselves, but looking also at others and try to do the right thing. Bible, barmherzige Samariter and so on. So I understand why they're doing this. Plus you see it in their eyes. You can look through their eye into the soul of a human being. And most of these, yeah, kind of, when people are talking about corruption, I think those who are talking about it, they are corrupt themselves, are more likely to be corrupted. That's just my opinion, but yeah. But if you then go one step further, I think why left politics do not work is because we are humans. And this they do ignore. If you think about it, I studied a lot of history and also animals. Just watch a 2-hour documentary about Africa. It's about survival of the fittest. It always was this way, and it probably will be that way. So we all live together in harmony and on little farms and only use green energy, and everything is super nice and whatever. Only would work if everybody would go that way. But most people actually, if you look at global humanity wise, most people don't even care about this because they are poor, because they are starving. India, China, Africa, they do not care about these things. It's really just the most prosperous countries who are able to think further, to think, okay, what about climate, what about poverty, how about supporting poor countries, whatever, helping them develop, and so on. All of this is only built on wealth. And if you don't focus on keeping that wealth and staying wealthy, but if you kind of relax on the fact that you were successful 30 years ago, now you give away money and you do and you help there and you help there and you help there, even though with bad intentions. This was also in Germany. The right said the left do what they do because they hate Germany. No, they do it because they grew up in a very, very peaceful world. Most people alive right now don't know what war feels like. They grew up in the most peaceful, most amazing time ever. And a good indicator, a good guideline, I think, for how Christian you can behave, how nice to be, is to be able to be nice also in 30 years, also in 100 years. So that your empire is not falling down, so that your religion is not falling down. This was also religion tolerance. If you let too many people in who have a different religion and they grow more because they get more kids than you, then in 50 years, democracy-wise and completely peaceful technically, they have more people. and then suddenly this religion is more popular. So you can help and be nice and be Christian and so on, as long as you stay able to be nice also in 100 years. This is a good indicator, a guideline for all of this, I think. And then one last thing to this, I don't want to make these videos too long, but yeah, it's the best way to learn and to make good decisions is to look at history and the mistakes that people did back then as well. This is what the left are talking all the time about. They talk about the right party and oh, they are right and they are Nazi and whatever, all of this. But they do not look further back. They do not look at mid-age, they do not look at Greek, they do not look at the fall of Rome. Why did Rome fall? Because people got too woke, because suddenly everyone could love each other. They got lazy, they got fat, they allowed other people to do the jobs they didn't want it to work, they got too rich, they got too wealthy. Everyone was a senator living in a nice house, and eventually nobody wanted to do the work anymore. Plus inflation, because the government back then in Rome made more coins out of gold. They added bronze into it so that they had more coins, and this caused the fall down of it. And this lasted more than 1,000 years. So our civilizations are much younger and even fading right now. So yeah. And you can go even further back. You can look at the Bible and look at cities back then described in the Bible, and Jonah. I'm called after Jonah, Nineveh or something, where people are just living lust and without discipline, without morals, with several gods or with no gods and no fear and whatever. And if you look right now at society, OnlyFans, the porn industry, it's all of this. It's so out of hand, and you can do whatever you want, and people have no orientation anymore, no values, no structure, no guideline. It's just, yeah, you can do this, yes, you're allowed to do this, you can just blah, 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 blah. And by this you have no will to do something. People, and then they are depressed, they get divorced, more divorces ever. Men become women, women become men, and all of this. It's a mindset mistake. If you make it too free for everybody, then people start making bad decisions. If a human being could completely choose what to do, most people would simply sit on the couch eating pizza and watching Netflix and watching porn. Porn it's insane. My brother and I, we are challenging us since years, but now also a month semen retention and so on, and you have more energy. It takes a male 30 days to produce food into bone, bloods, then it gets things, and the last is hence is kind of the semen. And if you don't do every day, but you kind of keep it, then it gets transferred back into the blood, and by this you're smarter, you have more energy, it's easier to talk also to girls. If you just and the beautiful girl is coming, you're like, hello, like this, you are more centered. It's time for a girlfriend, I think. Focused for now on other things, but I feel it that it's, in Germany we say first the work and then the pleasure, kind of, which I'm doing, and I will still finish this. I have momentum. It is now close. I will earn money, much money with this. There's nothing wrong with this. This kind of the conclusion from all of this speech was, or is, I start with this, you can't really change it. You can't really make a difference, and I don't believe in, yes, we have to go on the roads and build cardboard signs, and then if we have a lot of whistles, we then make noise, and yes, we can change. No, as long as you're not doing a complete revolution, this will not change. By the way, with AI there, the result of this, I didn't finish this, if Trump really continues with this AI thing and jobs get unemployed and 50% humans lose their jobs, eventually this escalates, and then the military is in between. But then eventually the military will go against, and then heads will roll. This reminded me to Tribute of Panem and Mid-Age, where 2% are on top and the rest are normal workers and so on. And this is the reason why you need basic education and basic wealth in your empire, in your country. Because if people are poor, they get unsatisfied. And if then somebody's coming up and saying, yes, I will make you rich, I will make you well, I promise you the world, whatever, then it's very easy for them. And even if the government is doing a decent job, they will hate the government because they feel poor and they don't feel hurt. which is also right now. I think this is probably unpopular to say in Germany, but I think Olaf Scholz did not do a bad job. He managed to prevent escalation of war while managing that Ukraine stayed Ukraine, which is also a success if you think about it. It could have gone way worse already. So I think he thought he did a good balance. I voted CDU, but I think kind of if people watch this year in 1,000 years, Scholz wasn't a bad chance. Like, he was calm, he didn't talk much, he didn't show a lot of emotions, but this is technically a very good quality in these times of a leader. This was the hardest time ever. And then again to Jonah and the Bible. If you look at society right now, you can look simply at history and look at humans, because we are humans and our external things changed, but we inside, within the last 2,000 years, we didn't really change. If you think about it, without technology, we would still be in forests and hunt and live in caves and so on. The frustrating thing is kind of evolution and life in general. You do a mistake and then you learn from it, no problem. But if you do the exact same mistake again, it is very stupid. This is why you need education in democracy, because the majority of people needs to be very educated so that they know what happened, in Germany at certain times, why it got to the circumstances in Germany and so on. I did research. There only were 6 million Germans that were kind of the workers, the poor workers. And Hitler then came and said, yes, I will give you prosperity, whatever. And the others were kind of passive and just, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, okay, do your thing and blah, blah, blah. And this is then how this got pushed up. Because of a lack of money, which is why you need wealth in a society, an average wealth, so that the people do not get jealous. Right now it's a very jealous society. People hate people with nice cars, something like this. And education, so that these things do not repeat, so that people learn from mistakes done back then, also from Rome, also from the Bible. All right, and then I will put photos and stuff that was going on in a short video as well. I do always now a montage. If I do this every month, every second month, I have a nice documentary. I like this. It's feeling well. It's Dumbledore and Carium. You could simply save your life, your moments. It's like a photo album, but digital. I like that. So this I will do, and then I will simply now continue. Milk this cow. Hopefully the tax people respond soon. I've finished everything, kind of letters and so on, and now the final look over is there. And if they accept it, then I get an ID, and this ID you put into Facebook and into YouTube, and then they send money. Cool. So yeah, I will continue with this. The Punisher challenge I might do. Not sure. Last time I said I will do the Punisher challenge, and that I didn't, because I only want to participate. I've never participated, because if I participate, I want to be in the top 100, and if I don't, then yeah. So I always said I have to get better and better and better. Yeah, we will see how long I keep saying that till I will actually send something, because if you think about it, this actually could have been really cool to kind of here in between have the Punisher challenge from time to time. Alright, then I might do another video with different thoughts. This was now more political and what is going on right now. In 2 days, very important elections. We will see how this is developing. You can't really do something about it. Just get rich. This is still, I don't understand why government wants people to stay poor, because obviously not at school, but also I studied economics this semester. I focused on other things, let's say it that way. But I will do my bachelor. But even though economical bachelor, international business, and you learn a lot of concepts, you learn a lot of theory, you understand a lot of things, you have zero idea how to actually practically make money. Zero. I had to taught myself all of this myself. Contacting clients, networking, actually, because it's pointless to use or to learn programming or Blender or whatever and never implement it, and to never transform it into money. You have to educate yourself with not with AI. I thought about this. I'm From time to time I tried it and it's nice, but I don't really see a difference yet between looking it up on YouTube and watching the tutorial. The thing I want to know within a few seconds, or every video I watch in 2x speed. Also the world history there, 3-hour video I watched in 1.5 hours, and by this you get a lot of data kind of. You look, I can watch a lot of things in a short amount of time, but I don't really use AI for this. The fast research, and I thought about this kind of the giver again. We might need people in 50 years, in 100 years, who live without AI, who still can do amazing things, who remember, who do not forget how to draw, how to paint a painting, how to do art without help, kind of to only do it with your brain. And I would be willing to be one of these. That I don't use AI, which might be a big disadvantage. Probably if this keeps developed, you can press a button and it generates you a Hollywood movie. Yeah. But yeah, we will see. For now, focus on yourself, make a lot of money, and then you're good to go. And go even more viral. Right now, the best video had 12 million views, and if this keeps going, it might lead to 100 million, 100 million, and maybe even 1 billion. And then I can address a lot of things. I like this with animals. The lions, the hyenas, the wild dogs, the way they think, or even ants. If you compare planet Earth to an anthill, you can explain a lot of things why wars are very stupid. Think about it, so much research and thinking power and lives, human lives obviously, are wasted. So yeah, but in general, I don't know if this sounded now pessimistic or not. This actually might be a really good video. In case it gets more views than usual, I'll take it down. I want these videos to be watched in 5 years or something, because then people can look and say, oh, this is how it went and blah 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 blah. But in case you see this in early 2025, then yeah, you won't be able to see this tomorrow. But yeah, it's I do not think pessimistic. It's things will come the way they come, and I kind of try to get loose of the thought of having a nice family life and getting children and all of this. Like, even though I would like to have this, but if it won't, then at least you were alive right now, and it's such an amazing time to be alive. It's like looking in a history book, but the history is literally written right now around you. And it's solvable. It's not impossible. I think people in 100 years, in 500 years, if if they exist then still. But I think our children and grandchildren will have to face way bigger problems than we right now. It's solvable. Technically, think about it. Russia, North Korea, Trump, they could simply sit together, say, hey, we reduce our nuclear weapons. And I think Trump has actually planned this. I said Trump is old and he doesn't have much time left, but he has children, he has grandchildren, and I think he is not lying. Because a lot of people say he's doing all of this to get more money so that his companies are positioned in the right positions so that he makes even more money, but there's no point. I think he's now at a point where he gets more happiness or dopamine or whatever by actually making a change, by building a legacy. He talked about this. So when people in Europe say he does this for corruption, and Elon Musk is now in a super powerful position and he can be corrupted and he will make Tesla whatever, they already made it. So I think they have now shifted from getting only rich to having power. But power is what is power? Then they are not sitting on a throne and then ordering Diet Coke all day and then sitting there and yeah, now I'm sitting here, I'm rich and I'm powerful and whatever. No, I think they're actually there now to write history, which is why I'm not I try to not say positive or negative or optimistic or pessimistic. It's just rational thinking. You sit on the moon, you look at planet Earth, and then you make decisions. So yeah. Long story short, I will now continue. Little update. I should do these videos more often, but yeah. And in 2 days votes, and we will see how these things will evolve. Curious. And yeah, then see you next time. And let's go.